here. Haven't gotten too much done lately, just been swamped again with work and everything. I think I've already kind of showed this. I've done some painting to the AMX and got some more to do to it, but I posted a few pictures of the new 6-liter on social media, and it's kind of gotten a lot of questions and stuff going on. So here's a quick video of this and a quick video of what happened to the 5.3, where we tore it apart sort of and figured out what's going on with it. Anyways, a lot of you asked why not make the new 6-liter into a AMC clone, so that's kind of what I've done here. I took some old crusty AMC valve covers and just kind of chopped them up a little bit here and made them fit. I'm not done with them yet. I just kind of want to paint them just to get an idea, but I may try to figure something different here to cover the coil packs, but I may not. It just depends on what I got going on. Back here is just open, which is fine because I got to hook up my PCV still, and the front here is just kind of opened up. I didn't have to really drill this hole, but like I said, I was just trying to kind of getting it fitted together. But right now I like the way they look. They're nice and kind of, you know, flush with the LS valve cover anyways down on the bottom. So I could have raised them up a little bit more to kind of keep from cutting it, but then it starts getting a big gap and kind of looking goofy and whatnot. But as far as the paint goes, I just painted the water pump the AMC blue color. The block, obviously, I looked ahead, and the timing cover alone, and then this, and then the back. And I know it's not the greatest paint job ever, but it's just, you know, getting it going because I like to have a visual of what's going on with it and making sure I'm happy with everything. So and this gives you kind of a quick idea to look at the supercharger. It's definitely a lot more to it than it ever looks sitting in the car. But you know, one of the bigger things you got to do is you can't use your factory oil sending unit. I actually made that one because, like right now, the supercharger's not even sitting down because it's held up by that. But fuel rails, all that stuff will go in here. One other thing on these valve covers is I'll have to drill a hole pretty much every one of these spots because I still have to run my plug wire for my coil packs, which I think it's still going to look fine, in my opinion. And I know I'll get this question asked to me, but this is the color I got. I don't know if it's exactly the perfect color or not. They say it is. But it looks good to me. I mean, it looks pretty close anyways. I'm not going to argue with them. But that's what I got there. And, but yeah, so, you know, I thought it would be kind of neat just to do the AMC clone and actually try to use some of the AMC parts on it. And once I get this isn't finished. I just, like I said, just painted it to make it look kind of good for this. But I'm probably going to remove this little tab here and maybe see if I can't get an AMC or AMC powered or something to put down the valve covers. That'd be pretty cool, I think. And then, you know, give it just a little bit more AMC pride there, even though a lot of you will argue with me and tell me it's still a Chevy and blah blah blah, but I'll just agree with you guys on that. So one last thing I want to show on this motor real quick was I get a lot of questions about the exhaust system, and I answer it time and time again, but I don't generally have the car out to where I can show this. But so these are the cheapest eBay block hugger LS headers. They're like 70 bucks. Shipped. I mean, that's how cheap they are, and they might be a little more now, but anyways, so they're like 2 1/4 is what they are at the collector. Well, I had some long tube headers I was trying to graft on to make them work in the AMX and everything. Couldn't make them work, but they had a 3-inch collector. I cut that collector off, cleaned it all up, and actually cut the collector off of this block hugger and then grafted the 3-inch to it, so I have a good 3-inch exhaust all the way out. And I know these aren't as good as long tubes, but it's what I got, so, and they've been working fine. And I'm not gonna argue with them any, on the horsepower difference. We did a dyno run with another LS setup that had long tube headers on it versus these, and the horsepower was literally like 20 horsepower different. I mean, maybe to some of you guys that's incredible, but to me, these fit perfect. I have no clearance issues, and they work fine for me. So, but anyways, oil pan, I haven't switched that yet. I'll get to that on that 5.3 here in a minute, and I'll tell you why I haven't switched that short oil pan yet. But anyways, I think it's going to look pretty good. It's going to come out unique anyways. And the passenger side valve cover will still retain this tag because I won't cut it that far down, so not like it'll ever be seen in there, but it'll be kind of cool. And it's a P code, so that's for 360. And if you know your LS motors, and a 6 liter is only like a 364 cubic inch motor, so close enough to a 360 really. But all right, well anyways, we'll get over to that 5.3 and have a look at that. I found all kinds of problems with it. So the biggest reason I had to get another engine is because the last time I had this running, I pulled it into the garage, actually on that side of the garage, and the car is so loud I couldn't hear nothing, but against the wall there I could actually hear a knocking noise, and so I knew something was up with it. And then I checked the oil, and it kind of had a metallic tinge to it. But first thing I think we're having a big problem with is, this timing chain is shot. So how it didn't break, I don't know, but that timing chain is just sloppy. And then I think I might have found a source of the knocking. Let's see if I can get them to. That's how loose these pistons are. Let's see if I can get in there. But surprisingly, it wasn't smoking or blowing any oil, except for when I pulled the head off on this side, this cylinder right here, there's a lot of oil in that part of the head. And I did notice that this piston, it actually might be blowing some oil, but not only does it have it, top to bottom, it's got it side to side pretty severely. So this cylinder here could have been having some oil problems, and then this cylinder here had some oil residue on it as well. And in fact, if I zoom in there, it's really hard to see, but you might be able to see the smears there. It still has oil actually sitting down in it. And then the last problem we had here is I already took it out, but this lifter right here actually had fallen apart. So the old 5.3 has some problems, and I am not gonna I'm probably not gonna do anything with this engine. I'll probably see if somebody wants it for a core or something. It can be rebuilt, but I'm not going to deal with it. I've already got a broken down 6 liter laying in the floor over there, and I just don't have a use for it. And quite honestly, I can go get another 5.3 relatively cheap and pretty easy if I needed one. So I think this one we're going to call done. We're just going to say it's not going to be a part of the fleet anymore. So, and then the oil pan. So I did a boo-boo on the oil pan. When I was getting the engine out, I had to jack it up, and I didn't realize I didn't lower my jack when I started cherry picking it up. and I set it down and I cracked the oil pan. So I don't know if I can pound that out and take it to Midwest Welding and have them patch it up, or if I should just get a new oil pan. But anyways, it's a bummer. It sucks. But I mean, I can put the regular truck oil pan in. It just hangs pretty low, and being in the AMX, I just don't think that's in my best interest. So anyways, I'll try to get a little bit better video here when I do the other valve cover and kind of how I did this. I mean, it's literally taking 10 snips, cutting the outside off, and then drilling a couple holes here, and then these aren't finalized, these are just what I had to make work, but just using the coil hold down bolt areas on top of the valve cover just to kind of keep it on there. And it's not going to go anywhere. I mean, it's on there. And then on the passenger side, probably not going to ever be able to see it, but at least I'll have the AMC tag, and kind of fits it well. This is a P code valve cover, so there's just a 360, and the 6 liter is roughly 364 cubic inches or something. So alright, well anyways, just a kind of a quick little short video here of the paint scheme and the valve cover on the motor, and you know, the damage that we found in the 5.3 and my boo-boo I did to the oil pan. So I got to get that figured out. I'm just waiting for the camshaft, new timing chain, and head gasket bolts, that kind of stuff for that. I'm actually going to pull the transmission out because it has the tail shaft housing bushing's bad, and it has another leak on it, and I'm actually just going to take it over to my buddy at Automatic Transmission Solution, and he's going to just go through it on the bench, make sure everything's good on it, and we'll talk about a torque converter and stuff if we want to do anything to that. And yeah, then I still got to get this side over here all painted and redone. But unfortunately, I do have some sponsors this year, but nothing like the last couple of years, so this is just going to be a lot slower process for me. It's not going to be last year where I was able to throw everything together and have this thing up and running in just a couple of months. So I'm hoping to be able to have this at least put in and up and running hopefully by spring. But it's just going to take me a little bit more time. So we still got the Gremlin that we plan on doing a cam in, so we're pretty busy. But and then we got that free Javelin that, I don't know, we might just junk together and make something fun out of or something. Just throw a old ratty 401 in it and go drive it around the hills or something. But like I said, that's all just more projects than I have time for right now, and still trying to keep up with motor mounts and everything else going on. So alright, well, I appreciate you watching, and we'll see you in the next one.